What's up everyone? Today I'm gonna be showing you how to defeat Maluca. This is the boss at the end of the Veiled Knights mission, and it's one of the hardest challenges you will have faced in the game up to this point. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video I'll be showing you exactly how to counter each one of his moves, and at the end I will have an unedited fight with him showing you how I defeated him. So stick around for that. Now without further delay, let's get started. Alright, and here we are. The culmination of the entire Veiled Knights mission. Before opening those large double doors, make sure all your skills are set and consumables are ready, such as Chaos Cleanse potions. For those of you that are Greatsword users like me, I have an extra tip that should make the first phase of the fight a bit easier. Put some points into the Phantom Knight's Veil skill if you haven't done so. Part of this skill effect is that after you use it, you will radiate energy damaging nearby enemies while you charge an attack. Maluca in his first phase is very susceptible to this, and if you change your combos correctly, you can stun lock him with this skill for long periods of time. Once the second phase starts, it becomes less effective, so keep that in mind. When you open the doors, you'll trigger a cutscene introducing Maluca, the leader of the Knight's Veils. He's a formidable warrior who dual wields great swords, and his backstory is quite tragic. This fight unfolds in distinct phases, and is going to test everything you've learned so far. In the first phase, Maluca's attacks are relatively slower, giving you good opportunities to practice the timing for brink guards and reflections. His stamina recovers actively just like Rankus in the previous mission, so you need to maintain offensive pressure. Maluca begins the encounter the same way every time. He will run at you then perform his spinning slash combo. He'll do a spin slash followed by a delayed second spin slash. Then he will use his second Greatsword combo, which involves a delayed thrust with both great swords, then a delayed double hitting slash, and finally a delayed overhead slam. He will normally follow this with a jumping front kick. In all my attempts, this was always his beginning sequence with little to no changes. He also has a projectile attack where he spins backwards and fires 3 projectiles with different timings. The first 2 are quick, but the third gust is slightly delayed. For the first 2, timing your dodge is pretty easy. However, for the third one, it's a bit trickier. To time your dodge, look closely at Maluca. Right before he launches the projectile, he will raise his head. When he does this, give it a second, then dodge. The next attack is a descending slam where he jumps, spins in the air, and slams down. The range of this attack is deceptively large, so I recommend guarding through it. For his large AoE attack, Maluca will start to glow as he charges it. Then he will slam his swords into the ground, creating a large shockwave. You can interrupt it by hitting him with a heavy attack. You can also block it or just get some distance. For his burst attack, he will do a spinning charge that you can counter. In addition to the standard burst attack, throughout the fight he will try to taunt you. If you attack him while he is doing this, he will retaliate with a fast burst attack. So you can either keep your distance and throw some javelins while he does this, or you can go in and attack him. Just be ready to counter the burst attack. Throughout this phase, your priority should be to maintain offensive pressure, as Maluca can be stun locked pretty easily. At around 70 to 75% HP, Maluca transforms. He becomes much more aggressive and faster, and his attacks can inflict chaos status which reduce your max HP. He often starts this phase with an immediate plunging attack followed by a delayed AoE. I always just perfect dodge the initial plunging attack while gaining distance to avoid the secondary AoE explosion. In my attempts, this was always followed by a deadly sword quick draw. He will put his hands on his hilt, time will slow, then he will perform a lightning fast quick draw. I found that the most consistent way of dodging this move was by listening to the sound cue, waiting a second, then dodging. It's important to avoid this move as it does heavy damage and can inflict chaos status. He likes to follow this with an unblockable grab attack where he quickly jumps and grabs with a white glowing sword. You must listen for the sound cue of this attack, then dodge to the sides to avoid it. One of the most difficult things to handle while he has his katana drawn are his combo attacks, which become incredibly complex, including a 5-hit combo involving backflips, ground slices, rapid slashes, and delayed strikes. While it's possible to dodge back and get some distance while he's doing this attack, it's important that you learn the timing of most of the strikes so that you can brink guard them. He also has various 3-hit katana combos with delayed slashes, vertical upward slashes, and spinning slashes. For these combos, if you brink guard the third strike, you will temporarily stagger Maluca. One of his most annoying moves is his teleport slash, where he sheaths his katana, charges, then lunges forward at incredible speed with multiple rapid slashes. To dodge this attack, I look at his sword sheathing animation. Once his sword is fully sheathed, dodge or alternatively brink guard the attack. After he teleports, he normally follows it up with a 180-degree slash that you can avoid by dodging backwards or brink guarding. He typically performs this sequence multiple times before stopping, so you must stay on your toes. At times, he will also try to bait your attack by running at you, twirling past twice, then actually attacking. When he does this, just don't fall for it and get some distance. Furthermore, in this phase, he will add a new airborne slashing attack which involves him slashing around himself, leaping, then performing 2 to 3 huge airborne slashes. It's best to time your dodge here carefully, then get some distance while he performs this attack. If you are ever afflicted with Chaos status effect, try to cleanse it as soon as possible. At around 50% HP, he switches back to dual Greatswords, but now all his phase 1 attacks are faster and more relentless. While he is pulling out his Greatswords, you can continue to inflict damage on him, so take advantage. Once they are out, you will begin with a triple plunge that involves jumping and plunging 3 times with delays. Try to perfect dodge these plunge attacks while staying close to him. I found that his stamina is quite low after this sequence, so if you are close enough to attack him after his final plunge, there is a chance that you can exhaust him, leading to a brutal attack. In this phase, his projectile attacks become much more faster and more numerous. However, I found that they have a shorter and more consistent charge time, which makes it easier to time your dodges. Continue focusing on precise timing for dodges and guards and exploit openings after his longer combos. If you are comfortable performing reflections, I find that the 2 spinning slashes he does with his greatsword are prime targets for this. Successfully landing a reflection will drain about half of his stamina in one shot. And there you guys go, the full guide on how to defeat Maluca. Let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comments down below, and if you found this information helpful, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Remember to stick around because next up is the unedited fight with him. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.